This is the results video for UFC Perth, where we will find out which YouTube prediction channels had the most and least correct winner picks and were the most or least profitable with their picks. And we'll do the same for their winner plus method of victory predictions. And at the end, we'll find out which channels are on the longest winning or losing streak. For all results in this video, I only include channels that made picks on at least half of all the fights, so a minimum of 6 for this event. But at the end of each part, there will be an overview that shows all channels, so also those that made less than 6 predictions. For this event, the channels with the least correct picks for picking the winner for each fight, we have the following 10 channels ranked from number 7 up until number 3. And in third place we have Manny Moicano. He had 3 out of 7 of his picks correct for a correct pick percentage of 43%. In second place for the least accurate channels, we have the following 6 channels in alphabetical order, and all 6 of them had 5 out of 12 correct for a correct pick percentage of 42%. And the least accurate channels this week with their winner picks were Guaranteed from Bro Talk MMA and Tanked Up MMA. Both of them had 4 out of 12 picks correct for a correct pick percentage of 33.3%. The most accurate channels with predicting the winner for each fight this week, we have a total of 17 channels in alphabetical order in third place, and all of them had 10 out of 12 correct for a correct pick percentage of 83%. In second place we have the Australian UFC fighter Alexander Volkanovski. He had 7 out of 8 of his picks correct for 87.5%. And in first place for having the most correct picks, we have in alphabetical order Giuliano Argentini, Live It Larry MMA and the MMA Yuda. All 3 of them had 11 out of 12 correct for a correct pick percentage of 92%. And can you guess which pick all 3 of them had incorrect? That's right, Jake Matthews, the biggest favorite on this card, who lost his fight against Neil Magny, who pulled off the biggest upset of the night. But the way the fight was looking, they were very close to sweeping the card. But still, congratulations to all 3 of them for having the most correct picks this week. And here is the complete overview of all 120 channels that have tracked this week, including those that made less than 6 picks, with the correct picks, total picks and correct pick percentage. For the least and most profitable predictors, we pretend that we blindly follow every pick a channel makes and we place a $100 moneyline bet on each of them, even if they don't like the odds or have very low confidence in their pick. Basically, for these results, every pick counts. For this event, the least profitable channels with their winner picks, we have the following 8 channels from number 10 to number 3. And in third place we have LFG MMA picks, with a return on investment of minus 41.3% over his 12 picks. In second place is Guaranteed from Bro Talk MMA, with an ROI of minus 52.3%. And with a slightly worse return on investment, in first place this week we have Tanked Up MMA. Had you blindly followed all of his picks and placed a $100 moneyline bet on each of them, you could have lost $640 for a minus 53.4% return on investment. The most profitable channels with their winner picks this week from number 10 until number 3, we have the following 14 channels, with in third place Alexander Volkanovski with a return on investment of 44%. In second place we have the 3 channels that had the most correct picks and the same picks this week, which are Giuliano Argentini, Live It Larry MMA and the MMA Yuda. All 3 of them had a return on investment of 51.5% over their 11 out of 12 correct picks. And in first place, the channel that was the most profitable this week with their winner picks, we have Fresh Start MMA. And he was one of the few channels that made a pick on Neil Magny, which helped him becoming the most profitable channel this week. So, had you blindly followed all of his picks and placed a $100 moneyline bet on each of them, you could have won $569 for a return on investment of 51.8%. So, congratulations to Fresh Start MMA for being the most profitable channel this week and the rest of the top 10. And here is the complete overview of all 120 channels that have tracked, including those that made picks on less than 6 fights, with their money won or lost, return on investment, correct picks, total picks, correct pick percentage and money invested. Which channels were the least accurate with their winner picks plus method of victory predictions this week? From 5th to 3rd place for least accurate channels we have the following 13 channels, with in 3rd place the MMA Yuda, who had 2 out of 11 correct for 18.2%. In 2nd place in alphabetical order we have the following 6 channels, and all of them had 2 out of 12 winner plus method of victory predictions correct for 16.6%. And This week, the least accurate channel with their winner and method of victory predictions was Pick'em MMA, and he had 1 out of 7 correct for 14.3%. For this week, the most accurate channels with their winner picks plus method of victory predictions, we have from number 6 till number 3, we have the following 12 channels. And in third place we have All the Smoke MMA with 6 out of 11 correct for 54.5%. In second place we have Fight IQ with Fun, Funky Bunch MMA and Hank's Warzone. All 3 of them had 7 out of 12 correct for a correct pick percentage of 58.3%. And in first place, the most accurate channel this week with their winner picks plus method of victory predictions, we have MMA BG. He had 8 out of his 12 predictions correct for a correct pick percentage of 66.7%. So congratulations to MMA BG for being the most accurate predictor with their winner plus method of victory predictions. And also congratulations to the rest of this top 7. And here is the complete overview of all 85 channels that made winner plus method of victory predictions, also including channels that made picks on less than half of all the fights, with their correct picks, total picks and correct pick percentage. Which channels could have lost you the most money if you had blindly followed all of their winner plus method of victory predictions? From 10th to 3rd place we have the following 7 channels, with in 3rd place the MMA Yuda with a return on investment of minus 62% over his 11 predictions. Sharing 2nd place we have King of Crackdown 5095 and the MMA Mystic. Both of them have a return on investment of minus 64.2% over their 12 predictions. And in first place, the channel with the lowest return on investment if you had blindly followed all of their winner plus method of victory predictions, we have Pick'em MMA. He had 1 out of 7 predictions correct, and had you placed a $100 bet on each of them, you could have lost $495 for a return on investment of minus 70.7%. Which channels could have won you the most money if you had blindly followed all of their method of victory predictions? From number 10 to 3rd place we have the following 8 channels, with in 3rd place Hank's Warzone. He had 7 out of his 12 method of victory predictions correct and could have made you $950 for a return on investment of 79%. In 2nd place we have The Weasel. If you had followed all of his method of victory predictions, you could have won $979 for an 81.5% ROI. And in first place, the channel that was the most profitable with their method of victory predictions, we have MMA BG. Had you followed all of his predictions and placed a $100 bet on each of them, you could have made a profit of $1,124 for a very good return on investment of 93.6%. So congratulations to MMA BG and the rest of the channels in this top 10 for being the most profitable predictors. And here is the complete overview of all channels that I've tracked that made method of victory predictions, also including channels that made less than 6 predictions, with their total money won or lost, the return on investment, the correct and total predictions, correct pick percentage and money invested. And for the final part of this video, we'll take a look at which channels keep winning or losing week after week and are running hot or cold. And before we get started, I have to confess that I made a mistake for 2 weeks in a row. Because for the last 2 weeks I used the results from 3 weeks ago. It should have been obvious because the results were exactly the same week after week, but I didn't check it, so that's all to blame on me. But I'll make sure that won't happen ever again. With that out of the way, let's get started with the longest losing streak. On a 3-week losing streak we have the following 16 channels in alphabetical order. Out of those 16, the following 12 channels are on a 4-week losing streak. And 9 of them are on a 5-week losing streak. But on a 6-week losing streak we only have 2 channels, which are High Jive Picks and King of Crackdown 5095. Of those 2 channels, only one is on a 7-week losing streak, which is High Jive Picks. And unfortunately for him it doesn't stop there, because he's also on an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13-week losing streak. So rough times for High Jive Picks. But keep in mind, these are only the results if you had blindly followed every pick he had made and placed a $100 moneyline bet on each of them. Which channels keep winning week after week with their winner picks? On a 2-week winning streak in alphabetical order we have the following 14 channels, and those 2 channels with $0 profit actually had 10 cents profit, but it's rounded down to 0. On a 3-week winning streak we have Actual MMA, MMA Matt, Sports Betting Hub and That Betting Dude. And out of those 4 channels, there's only one that's on a 4-week winning streak, which is Sports Betting Hub. And he's also on a 5-week winning streak. So congratulations to Sports Betting Hub for having the longest winning streak. That was it for the results video for UFC Perth. I hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. If you did, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Have a great week and I'll see you all in the preview video for UFC 320.